As we said earlier, Angolans headed to the polls on Wednesday in a parliamentary election expected to usher in ruling party's defense minister as the first new leader of Africa's second biggest oil producer for 38 years. Voters waited in orderly queues on a cloudy day, hopeful that the elections will bring about meaningful change in their lives. 6 parties are vying to take over the seat of outgoing President Eduardo dos Santos. Let's now finally bring in SAM OLISA, an African Affairs analyst, to help us take a look at the Angola elections. Thank you very much indeed for coming.
Yo, thank you for having me.
Yes, well, as you well understand, people went out en masse to vote, even when the conditions weren't all too favorable. What does that really say? I mean, what do you say about the entire process so far?
Yeah, so far from the reports that we're getting, the entire process is peaceful, very peaceful and orderly. They voted in an orderly manner. But the first result, according to the timetable of the electoral body, the initial result will be coming out tomorrow, Friday. But let's go down the memory lane. I think it's best to leave the stage when the ovation is loudest. But in the case of Jose Eduardo dos Santos, I think it's a good thing that he has stepped down voluntarily, even though he has anointed another candidate, in the person of his defense minister, General João Lourenço, who is contesting, representing MPLA, which is the majority party in Angola. But if you look at it, in election, that is a post-war election. In 2008, MPLA had 82%. In 2012, their fortunes dwindled to 72%. And according to the recent polls carried out by a Brazilian company, Census, MPLA had 38%. UNITA, the major opposition party, had 32%. Whereas he said that is a coalition of opponents. They had 26%. That means the popularity is going down. And in a further probe in the polls, it was revealed. Do
you think that's the reason that Eduardo dos Santos decided to, voluntarily, quit?
Well, Angola is lucky for him to have voluntarily stepped down. I don't think so, because if you look at the list of African state-tied leaders, Guesso is there. Omar Bashir, there are so many that they refuse to go. But by stepping down, I think that's a right decision. But what I'm saying in essence is that the popularity of MPLA is going down. Despite the fact that Angola is the second largest oil producing state in Africa, the level of corruption is high, public health is deteriorating, there's nepotism, and particularly what is termed as the presidential triumvirate, which includes the president himself and his 3 generals.
All right. Now let's look at Eduardo dos Santos's reign, from 38 years now. What do you see? What do you see from what he has done so far?
Oh, I think so far, just like all other African leaders, it started from a war situation. Liberation, the popular movement for the liberation of the people of Angola. We had also his colleague, Jonas Savimbi, who was also doing the fighting for UNITA Ango. So by the time they liberated Angola, the opponent was against him. He became president. In between that time, they had the second civil war, in which Savimbi and his opponent were killed. So he got an upper hand. Having eliminated his opponent in war, he had an upper hand. So there's no doubt about that. During his time, they discovered crude oil, and the economy of Angola has come up. The GDP is growing. The urbanization is growing. There's no doubt about that.
All right. Now, whoever emerges the winner, what area of development do you think needs to be focused upon?
Yes. Coincidentally, the constitution of Angola is interesting. even if you don't have the majority vote, so far you have the largest vote. In other words, MPLA can still have 38% and still emerge and still have the president. But in that case, there will be so many opposition members in the legislature.
All right.
What I see is that if Angolans actually want to change, with this dwindling fortune of MPLA and the increasing fortunes of the political opponents and the coalition, they should be able to form a formidable coalition to enforce change.
All right, Dr. Sam Olisa, unfortunately, time is always a dictator. That's all we can take. Thank you very much indeed.